Hello everyone, Attack Power here with a very data-heavy video here that hopefully will help explain some of the tier list you saw a couple days ago and what we can expect going into League. So if you're planning to play any top-level games, this is a great thing to check out. Even if you're just planning to play Quick Play or Ranked, this is going to be some good information. I'm going to try to rip through it as fast as I can. This is a ton of information, like an absolute butt ton of stuff. I'm going to do my best to explain. I need to first give a shout out to Colonel Koenig. This guy put all this together. He's a freaking champion. You know, a lot of what they made in the tier list stuff that you can actually see what I used in the middle here is based on this information, which I should have mentioned more clearly in the last video, the tier list video, that the tier list was based off mostly tournament play. So there's definitely going to be some slight and maybe sometimes significant difference between that and just hopping into the rank queue. So just something to be aware of with that tier list that's really specifically driven by tournament games where you get to pick your division and your opponent's picking their division. You can kind of counter pick and plan around each other, not just stepping into a random map on a random whatever. So that definitely skews the data in a way, but this definitely is a lot more information you can get anywhere else. So thank you. Shout out to him. He's an absolute champion and hero of Steel Division 2. So let's dive in there as I do my best to explain this stuff as clearly as I can. It's a lot of stuff, and even I don't fully understand every single thing he's got going on here, but I'll do my best to make it clear to you. So first off, these are taken from Steel Division League games there in the SDL, along with the FOB Forward Operating Base Discord organized by Atla, and the Boot Camp Discord monthly opens organized by Lisek. So a lot of information here. Over here in the middle, things we can ignore for now. We have the tier list. If you want to go check that out, that tier list video includes all this stuff right here. Over here, he's actually organized like all the major players and what factions and stuff they play mostly. Poor Attack Power. Look how little he's played. Sad. Romanian. But anyway, I actually don't even know. I think this is just a general count of how many times these divisions have been played over here. There's also some very interesting information on maps over here that we'll check out in a little bit. First, we're going to focus, though, of course, on the division stats, because that's what most people want to know. What divisions are the greatest, etc., etc. So let's start in the middle here. And again, these are tournament games where we see these. So you have to remember picks, bans, all that kind of stuff is happening. So a lot of times we see the strongest divisions actually getting played very little because they're banned all the time. It's one of those weird, funny things. And we can also see really odd win rates and stuff when certain players play certain decks a ton. And this can really skew the data in certain directions. And that's why, while this is very useful, everything has to be taken with a very large grain of salt. So check it out first here, the most played division. I think this is the best place to start. Starting at the top here is 7th Airborne Division. So definitely interesting starting up out there. Then we have 101st Airborne. Oh, wait, this is 7th Armored Division. Excuse me. My bad, not Airborne. 7th Armored Division, the Desert Rats being the most played division, which kind of makes sense. My guess would be that the other top tier Commonwealth divisions are banned, such as 1st SSB, CIABG, any of those sort of divisions. My guess those are banned, and then this gets chosen instead if you're wanting to play a Commonwealth division. 101st Airborne, once again, makes sense. Other like 1st Airborne Task Force and 1st SSB would be banned. So if you want to play an Airborne or have super strong infantry division, this would definitely come next. Then we have 1st SS. Okay, definitely. I mean, in my opinion, one of the strongest Axis divisions right now. So not shocking to see that. 1st SSB, I can't believe people don't ban this all the time. Then we have 4th Canadian. 20th Panzer, really not surprising to see this division is a nice all-around division. Is playable on most maps. Like you're not often going wrong choosing this deck. There's a few maps it's not good on, like heavily CQC maps. This is not great on, but it's not good enough to ban, but it's still really good. So that's why you see this division up pretty high. This one again surprised me in that this doesn't get banned a little bit more. 3rd Canadian, okay, not surprising to see this one up there. Again, these Commonwealth and Western Allies divisions have just been really strong. Then we have 1st DFL. Again, another really strong French division. 84th Guard. So our first Soviet division here, like what, 7th or 8th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9th. Then we have 26th Panzer, another very strong Axis division, but maybe not like absolute top tier. We can like compare over here how we can see, like, we don't see 4th US. So now we finally do right here, all the way down here. And it's not that more people wouldn't play 4th US. It's just people who know what to ban are going to ban this division immediately. 26th Guards? 26th Guards Strelke. Right? I'm not having a moment. Yeah. 26th Strelky. Yeah, I mean, it's a good Soviet division, to be sure. 3rd U.S. up here pretty high. Dodi, 1st Airborne Task Force, Hartnick, 715th, 9th Panzer. Yeah, all of these are ones I would expect. Panzer would probably be up much higher if it wasn't banned all the time, because everyone know, like all top tier players know this division is very good right now. 97th Guards, second Panzer, the extra veteran C, CIABG, 17th SS. So we can see what divisions people are definitely gravitating to. Basically, it's either the top tier German divisions or, Western allies. Things we don't see here. We don't see any Romanian. We see no Hungarian yet. We honestly we see very little of any of the other minor factions other than the French. Yeah, I mean, it's basically U.S., British, U.S. Commonwealth, and Axis with a sprinkle of Soviet there. The first, is that Brony Rana? Right? Am I reading that right? I think so. Again, there's a lot of symbols here. I think that's Brony Rana. Oh god, bro. Oh no, it's bro. It's a big red one. See, there's a big red one right there. I'm trying to see like where even there. 1st Panzerlich all the way down here, probably because it gets banned. I think we're the same with 2nd Panzerlich. This division is definitely kind of a boogeyman right now. I think it's very good, and it's definitely A tier. I don't know if it's so good that it should be banned constantly like this. I definitely think like 1st SSB is way scarier personally. I would much prefer to play against 2nd Panzerlich. You can at least like manage their infantry and stuff. Not to say division isn't great, but yeah. So definitely an interesting first chunk of information here. Now, I should mention, if you didn't see the announcement, the new Nemesis DLC is coming out on Tuesday, coming up here in, 4 days, along with a huge balance patch. Massive. Tons of changes. It will shake this up. Now, that doesn't mean this information is useless. A lot of this is still it's not like there's not a ton of nerfs coming out. It's a lot more buffing, which means, like, good divisions are still going to be good. Bad divisions might get a little better. That's really what we're looking at. Now, let's hop over here to win rates in open tourneys. So this is just what the division's win rate is. Now, right off the bat, Koenig wanted to make sure I realized, like, Dodi and 1st DFL were heavily played by several top tier players, such as Koenig himself. So this, like, heavy play, and Yapasa as well for, like, 1st DFL. This heavy play by these top tier players, like these two in particular, you can see here, like, no one else is actually really playing the French very much in terms of top tier players, has actually pretty heavily skewed this data. So, like, Koenig has won a lot of games with these divisions. So Dodi and 1st DFL are very strong, but not as strong as this win rate would immediately represent. So just something to be aware of. CIABG then coming in next, 2nd DB, 2nd Blinde, right? I believe 2nd Blinde here. And again, another example of a French division sitting really high when maybe it's not like as crazy strong. Panzer Lehr, so the top Axis division win rate here, 71%. DB SAS, again, another example of, like, this is a division no one would ever ban. So one of these players, top players, is probably, we see there's not really many other players playing it. So it's probably Koenig winning with these French divisions a lot. 1st Panzerlich, though, sitting at a 70% win rate here. 3rd Guard Mechanized at a 70%. Very nice. 2nd Panzer, 2nd Panzerlich. I mean, even with its low play rate, you can see 2nd Panzerlich doing very well. 2nd Panzer doing well as well. 1st SSB here with 28 games at 68%. I mean, that again just represents how strong this division really is. It's pretty nuts. Pioti here sitting at 64% win rate. 11 games, that's pretty good. 84 Strelky also doing well. This is Großdeutschland, I believe, at a 60% win rate here. That's pretty solid. Guard Armor, maybe this is why they put it so high in the rankings, because that does have a 58% win rate with 12 games. 1st Airborne at 58%. We do see CIL, Festun Dunkirchen, 101st, 4th US, 26th, 20th, Hartnick, Big Red 1, 25th Panzergren, and 44th and 43rd Reserve, all sporting more than 50% win rates. So that's a solid 27 divisions here that are sporting above 50% win rates. And again, it's all very player dependent on who's playing. You know, if you have a lot of lower skill tournaments with, like, certain divisions being played, that can once again skew the stats here. When we get into the bottom list here, this is not a tier list yet. It only shows performance divisions in tourneys where many biases impact the stat players. Yeah. So if I was playing heavily and maybe was doing well with 5th Cav, all of a sudden you might see 5th Cav hop up here really high. Not to say that would actually happen, but if it did, and it could misrepresent 5th Cav being a strong division right now, which it is not. Things on the lower half here, though, and I believe this is anything with more than 10 games. That's all he took into account yet. Only divisions that were played more than 10 times are ranked. If we look at the bottom half of the win rates here, we have 26th Guard, not doing too hot there. 5th Gebirge, 2nd US, which is actually one of the top tier divisions, sitting pretty low here. 7th Armored, so that top Commonwealth division. But again, it's 32 games, and you're thinking like, okay, maybe it's lower tier players playing it, et cetera, et cetera. 3rd Canadian, 3rd US, Kessel, 1st SS. So 1st SS at a 38% win rate. So as strong as myself and others seem to think, the division's win rates do not represent this division being super strong. Same with 715th. I mean, both of these divisions being pretty darn popular. Sitting really low, along here with 4th Canadian at 27 games and only 37%. 6th Airborne, 97th Guard. 4th Fallschirmjäger, really low here. 9th Panzer, really, oh, that hurts my soul. I like this division a lot, and look how low it is sitting. 1st Panzerlos at a 31% win rate. Jesus, really? My God, I think this division is great. How are you losing so hard with this division? I mean, if you're up against a Sherman division, it is not very good. I will say that. So if these are coming up against Western allies, it's not a great matchup. 116th Panzer, 78th Sturm. Yeah, 78th Sturm, I want it to be good, and it looks so good on paper, and it's so bad in practice. I really struggle. Everything's just so expensive. 17th SS, putting up horrible numbers. Good Lord. 91st Luftland. That's funny. I can't believe it was played more than 10 times. Yeah, this division is awful, and you really shouldn't be playing it. It's really bad. So, very interesting here. Having 10 plus games does mean the division has been represented. And again, some of these are a little skewed, these extremes. I don't know why anyone's playing 91st, to be honest with you. This division is really, really bad. I did try to make it work. It looks cool on paper, but when you play it, it just ends up being really bad, really clunky. 17th SS, that's a surprising one. I know the division doesn't shine like it used to, but it appears to be absolute trash these days. 78th Sherman we talked about, these bottom ones. Again, some of these too, you have to remember, are just like, oh, someone didn't ban 4th Canadian. I think it's really good. I take it. Right? It doesn't matter what map it's on. I think 3rd US is really good. No one banned it. I'm playing it no matter what. It's one of those kind of things. Like, Kessel's a weird one. I feel like if you're playing this division, you're on a CQC map. Like, that's what this division is for. If you're picking it on anything else, you're not going to win. So it seems odd, because it is very strong on CQC maps. So it's kind of odd to me to see it's actually so low, because I feel like if you're picking it, you're on a map where it would excel. So it seems a little odd. We do see some just general, like, collections of win-loss rates over here. Now, this is all the divisions. So it obviously includes a lot of divisions that don't have many games at all. So, like, they might look fantastic, like 3rd VDV with 100%, Fedjunka with 100%. So some of these are definitely very skewed. I'm trying to see if there's any, like, extreme outliers here that we didn't already touch on over here. 44th Guard at 50%. I didn't see that over here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Turina doing quite good, actually. Bazugli as well, putting up pretty good numbers. 3rd Mechanized. Oh, wait, we saw that one. One that did really awful here. 3rd Guard Tank. Absolutely terrible. It did have 7 games, and none of them were wins. 29th is the same. Just looking at some of these zeros and hundreds just to see, like, what kind of outlier we have. Or maybe they just came up short in the stats. 15 Scott, a little bit below 50% there. 6th SA, actually, with a winning record. Very interesting. On the other side here, Axis. Let's see if we have any outlier ones that we didn't pick up in the normal stats here. 116th getting played a lot, actually. Hermann Goring with a pretty low win rate here, actually. 20th Panzergren. Actually, why is this over here? Because it only has 9 games. No, it says that's 27. Am I looking at the wrong one? Oh, 20th Panzergren, not Panzer. Excuse me. Being a little bit above average there. 11th SS putting up some okay numbers. Yeah, I mean, 16th Luftwaffe actually having a 5-2 record. That's pretty darn good. I don't know why you're playing 52nd Six Rung. I really don't. Unless that's Luna training up or something, but I don't think he played much. We can also look over here and check. Luna. He's not even on here, so no, he has not played much. Russell Sprung with a 5-1 record here. Very nice. Is this first Pan Salish? I am so confused. What is first Pan Salish? Oh, this is first Pan. What is this? Oh, I did it again. What is that? First. Oh, it's first freaking. Gosh darn it. It's whatever the Polish division is. Pancherna. Oh, that makes way more sense. I did it again, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, first Pan Salish up here at 70%. God, where's that face slapping gif when you need it? Ugh. Oy vey. Anyway, continuing on here. Anything else outlying like really bad? Would have expected more. Second Pan Salish is quite strong here. First Lavash doing all right. Fifth Cav. Oh, fourth Munta. Oh, wait, that's Monterosa. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. My poor Romanian stinking butt. If we look down here, though, see tank divisions, 48% win rate. Mechanized, 49%. Infantry, a little bit above the curve here at 53%. Soviets seeing 53. Western Allies at 55%. German at only 45%. And U.S. here. Continuing on here with the factions, we see the U.S. at a 52% win rate, a Commonwealth at 52%, French at 77%. Now, again, this specific point is skewed by Koenig himself, playing this faction a lot and being one of, if not the best active player in Steel Division 2 right now. So, again, very skewed, that singular number. CW, oh, Commonwealth. It's the actual Commonwealth. Okay, so the UK is British specifically. CW is Commonwealth in general at 52%. The Polish at 46%. Hungarian at a whopping 68%. Finnish really low here, 33%. Romanian, oh, my poor Romanians, struggling at 21%, and Italians at 44%. So, I mean, if we really look at this, there's a clear skew to Allied win rates here. There's really no denying that the Allied side of things has higher win rates overall. The Hungarians being the only thing pulling up the axis here in any way. So, yeah, definitely. Oh, wait. CIWG is in CW only. CIL is Italian only. Pancherna is Polish only. Minor nations are Bulgaria, etc., etc. So, very interesting there. We can also see even further breakdown here of the divisions. We see Soviet armored divisions at 40%, German armored divisions at 49%, Western armored divisions at 50%, Soviet infantry divisions at, actually went left to right, sorry. Soviet infantry divisions at 59%, mechanized at 57%. So, pretty high win rates here, actually, for the Soviet infantry and mechanized divisions. German armored division at 49%, infantry at 42%, and mechanized at 41%. Really not strong at all. Western Allied division, armored divisions here, 50%, infantry 61%, and mechanized 51%. Again, here we have to consider that French bias of Koenig there, but if we pull out, say, 20 wins, this is still at a solid like 55%, one of the higher ones here. And minor nations, just in general, we have 58% on the armored, 35% on the infantry, and 43% on the mechanized. Interesting there. And he's got a nice little ranking here with the strongest one. It still seems, generally speaking, that infantry divisions are the strongest. Not across the board, though. We can see German infantry divisions and minor nation infantry divisions way down here. We do see these minor armored divisions up top, and that's basically Pan Salish's. I mean, that's really, when you think about it, that's what's dragging that minor nation armored division score up pretty high. If we look here at incomes, so we have Vanguard versus Balanced, 27 wins of Vanguard and only 8 wins of Balanced. That's depressing. Balance versus VFV, basically equal for all, very small sample size. Maverick versus Vanguard. We see Vanguard winning actually 61% of the time. And again, this may not be as simple as like Vanguard is better than Maverick. It might just be the better player plays Vanguard in response to Maverick most of the time. Maverick versus Balance. Maverick's still sitting pretty healthily ahead of the Balance there. Maverick and VFV, pretty simple. VFV actually coming out at way ahead here. Kind of shocking. VFV versus VG. Oh, Vanguard versus V for victory. Vanguard taking that one. Very interesting on that. We can see 55% of the games are Maverick. Players, I should say. Played games have Maverick. Only 21% at Balance. Vanguard at 16%. V for victory at 7%. No Flatline. Oh, the days of Flatline long gone. There's some little bit of juggernaut here. So yeah, Maverick's still the dominant income type by a pretty fair margin. Yeah, nothing. Even the combined of everything else does not equal up to Maverick. So still expect, if you're playing tournaments, to be seeing a lot of Maverick and aggressive play. No question there. Our last chunk of information here to go over are the maps over here. Some fun information here. So he's kind of divided this up into mid, long, and CQC. So essentially, like, maps kind of have like chunks of the map, and he tried to kind of divide that up into what, like, it has a majority of. If it has 2 types, it might have 2 here. If it only has 1, it really only has, obviously, 1. So looking here, the most played map here is Orsha East, it appears. And remember, in tournament games, most of the time you get like 5 maps to choose from. You ban a couple of them and play the last one. That's usually how it works. So the top played maps here are Orsha East, Haroshaje, Shaye, Kostrica, Orsha North, and Shechedrin. Not surprising, really, because these maps are essentially like the fairest, quote-unquote, maps where you have a fair chance of winning from either side. You really aren't like completely boned on either side. So I'm not surprised to see these 5 maps being the most often chosen. Other maps that have a fair number of games here, we see Sedilcha, we see Slutsk, we see Slutsk East. It's kind of surprising that's above Slutsk, because I find Slutsk a little bit fairer than Slutsk East. Then we have Tali. Surprised not to see this one more. I like this map a lot personally. I do find it very winnable from either side. Oh, no, not Tali. I'm sorry. That's Tali and Antala. I hate that map. Tannenberg. Meant Tannenberg. Probably this one's not higher. Zabushin as well. You can definitely win from either side of this map. Might just be, I mean, Cell 2, I mean, it might just be a fact that, like, these are more CQC. Maybe people don't like that as much. Maps that we can clearly see are Garbage, Gora, Ilamansi, Krupa, Lenina. I actually can't believe Lenina has 10 games. Ostrono, Slutsk West. So we can see which maps are really, like, not fun to play. He did kind of group it up here. Essentially, that allies win mostly on mid-range, mid-CQC, and CQC maps, while Axis win mostly on long and long-range mid maps. So the problem is the most commonly played maps are, we can look here, mid-CQC, mid-CQC, and that's it, mid. And those all are in the category of allies here. So that's why, probably another factor why we see the Axis struggling, because their divisions just aren't as good on the maps that we see played more often in tournaments. So it almost feels like if you want to play Axis divisions, you probably, even if you don't love the map or it's not the fairest map there is, it may be that you want to lean towards those maps anyway to try to take more advantage of the Axis strengths, which appear to be in only the longer range matchups. Definitely an interesting point there to be made. But yeah, so that's basically all the information that he sent me. I mean, I'm sure there's more I could parse out here, but that's a ton of information. Thank you to Colonel Koenig for that. Hope that, guys, was helpful for you, especially if you're heading into League here. Patch coming out soon should be very exciting, along with the new Nemesis DLC. Very excited for that. Thanks a bunch, guys, for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe, and consider checking out that YouTube membership. Thanks a bunch, everybody, and have a fantastic day.